Alrighty, so week 2 in CIT82 Introduction to Web Development. This is actually a current video. The videos you've seen from me before have been recorded, in a prior semester. And as I reviewed them, I didn't feel quite a need to update them because I felt like they were still relevant. But you will see me do this through the semester where I will then once in a while, or depending on when the content requires it, to change something, to update something that I feel needed more clarification. So there actually is something like that in this week, starting into the second week, and I'm releasing this video in this section, week 2, before the start of the semester. So in the RL, in the real world, this is actually the week before the semester starts. The semester will officially start next Monday. And one of the things I'm really noticing is there is a fair number of you that are taking CIT 82 and CIT 93 together. So I felt like it was important just to kind of put this in your understanding, or at least in your privy, so you know when we get there there's going to be something different. Because for the students taking my 93, my introduction to JavaScript class, I give them the option to do what's called a cloud development environment. And all this really means is like you have an environment, and that environment is made up of an editor, some software, so that you can write code in that. And now I'm previewing this because next week will be the week we get into this. And I'm recommending for most students that they actually do what's called a local dev. As a matter of fact, that's the videos that you're going to see from me. But again, I do offer the ability to use the cloud for students in my JavaScript class. And some of you may wonder, like, why aren't we doing it for this class? Honestly, I say this because ultimately what we're going to end up doing for the last item in this project, in this class, which is Project Zero, is we're going to build a website from a bootstrap template. Now, don't worry if you don't know those terms. It's something you'll learn along the way. But in doing that work, it's harder. I'm not going to say impossible. It's harder to do it out on the cloud, and it's easier to do it in your local dev environment. So this is why I typically recommend for students in this class that you get the experience of setting up a local dev environment, again next week, so that it gives you that experience, because it's really good to have that experience. But if you're on a platform like ChromeOS, where you absolutely can't, know that is an option, and I'm willing to give you that content. I could actually create a playlist. So maybe in this discussion, you can talk about, if you would like, if you feel like you need that option. Again, you don't have to answer it until next week, but at least it gives you that content to be thinking about if for some reason, right, and again, you might go, well, I don't know if I need it or not. Here's my typical thing is, if you're using a Chromebook, or if you're using systems that aren't necessarily yours, that you borrow, like you're in an office somewhere, or there are other situations, you could use this cloud development environment. So anyway, come see me. Actually, that'd be the thing I'd talk about now, is that, in this class we have Canvas is our course. We call it a course management system. It's where all of our assignments go. We have Zoom for my office hours times. If you want to see my office hours, check in inside of the syllabus. And then we have Discord, and many of you have joined Discord, which is awesome. So that is a way to get student to student help if you need it. And I will reiterate here, is like, that system is not intended for you to reach out to me directly. That is in Canvas for reasons, because of ways I'm mandated. I need you to do that kind of direct stuff with me. But no, if I'm available when you post on Discord, which I hope you do, questions, and maybe this will be a question that you could post out there. So that is, and the thing is, possibly the time that you work on things are not going to be the time that I'm around. I'm typically get up early in the morning. I do my workouts in the morning. I sit down and I grade in the morning. As a matter of fact, even though the school hasn't started, I've already been grading work, which is awesome. I love that. And I typically release at least 2 weeks ahead of time. So this content that you're seeing this week is again released before the start of the semester. Although, as you know, you don't have to work on it. Okay. So the Monday. So here's where we start looking like a normal week in our class, right? We'll have a Monday night due date and a Thursday night due date. And if just know if during the semester, which there will be holidays during the time our course runs, I will move due dates to the following. Like if it's a Monday holiday, I'll move due dates to Tuesday. If it's a Thursday holiday, which I don't think we have one for this class, but I would move them probably to the following Monday. So just know that that's the way it works. And the other thing is the real benefit to having content released ahead of the schedule. It allows you to work ahead of the schedule so that when you submit things, you submit items, you submit work, I can grade that work because typically I try to grade every day if my schedule allows, so that you have that feedback and you correct things. And I hope you do that. I hope you take advantage of that because that's honestly one of my strategies for making this content, giving you a chance to submit work, redo it if you miss something. So that's the way I look at things. So this week coming up, let's just, you have 2 days. Like I said, you have the Monday and the Wednesday, sorry, Monday and Thursday due dates. And there are videos for these. Again, I haven't updated these particular ones. I did update the Stack Overflow to be the 2020 Stack Overflow link here. We are using GitHub Pages, so this is great. This is different than what you're going to be doing next week with the local dev environment because these will be your own on your own GitHub. Well, again, I'll talk about that in here. I think the most fun assignment, if I had to be honest, actually, I think they're all pretty good. Maybe that's because I'm biased, but is this one where you learn about how to get into dev tools. Hopefully, you know how to do print screens, but to compare two sites. That's really important because every website is built on very different technology and developers have a very different philosophy and frameworks. Frameworks is a way that we leverage somebody else's code, and when we say code in this class, we're talking about HTML and CSS. So frameworks are things that developers have created to make your life easier, but you're also using their code, which can be both good and bad, because especially if they didn't write efficient code, right? But, and again, I'm a little bit going down the rabbit hole for things that we'll talk about later, but just having the ability to dig into, in this case, DevTools, which is inside of Chrome, to just see some basic data about a website and compare it against a similar targeted website. Like I can imagine a Fresno City site compared to a Fresno State site, right? Or a Fresno City site compared to another community college within the state or another state. That would be a good one to do as well. How about who would be Best Buy compared to, God, there's so few these days, right? Best Buy compared to who? Well, you'll figure one out. Who do Fry's Electronics comes to my mind, but many of you may not know who that is. But two sites that are similar. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the content this week. Have a great week, and I will talk to you soon.